Come, let's sing Jesus, of Jesus, Jesus, of Jesus, Jesus, of Jesus. Let's sing Jesus, and everyday children's way.
398, 399, 400. Hey, I'm out of breath. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I've been trying to run, and let me tell you, my legs are hurting. I'm up to 400 though, so that's quite a few steps. But I hope you're having a wonderful week. Now, all this week, we've been talking about running with Jesus. And what we want to talk about today is a certain story that we find in Luke chapter 15. You see, in Luke chapter 15, we read about the story that's called the parable of the prodigal or the lost son. And what happens in this story is that there's two brothers and a father. And the father would leave an inheritance or make some money available for both of his sons. And one of the sons said, "Father, I want to take my money now and I want to go on ahead and do whatever I want with it." And the father said, "Okay, you can do that." Well, this son, he went far, far away. It would say he went into a far distant country. And when he was in that country, he just spent all the money, didn't care where it was going, did whatever he wanted, and said whatever he wanted to say, but it didn't last very long. You see, there was a time where the money ran out, and the son started realizing, I don't have any money for food. And it came to the point to where he was eating the same things that pigs eat, and that's nasty. You could probably say he was eating dog food or cat food. Gross. Unless you like that, then you need to talk to mommy and daddy. But what this boy did, he said, my servants, or my father's servants back at home are filled with bread and they have so much bread that they can share it with other people. Perhaps if I go home and say, "Father, I've sinned against you. Can I please just work as a servant so I can have food?" You'd be surprised what the father would have to say to this son. But before we talk about what he said, let's go sing a song with our friend Paul, and I'll see you in a few seconds. Let's go sing.
Sing Christian songs with Paul.
Thanks, E.T. Hey, kids, would you like to sing another Christian song? How about The Old Robe? Oh, the best thing in my life I ever did do. Oh, the best thing in my life I ever did do. Oh, the best thing in my life I ever did do was take off the old robe and put on the new. Oh, the old robe was battered and tattered and torn, but the new robe is spotless and never been worn. Oh, the best thing in my life I ever did do was take off the old robe and put on the new. Great job, kids. We'll see you next time.
Hey there, friends. You did a beautiful job singing with Paul. You did a beautiful job singing to God today. Thank you, friends, for that excellent song. Thank you, Paul, for singing that song with us. Now, when we left, we were talking about the parable of the prodigal or the lost son. And when we left this man, he was very hungry and said, my father's servants have enough bread that they can share it with other people, and I'm starving here. Maybe if I go home and I tell my father, "Father, I've sinned against you. Can I please work as a servant for you?" What's interesting is when the son went home, the Bible would say that he was a great distance. So if you could imagine looking at something really, really far away, like on the other side of these tracks, well, even further than that, you could barely see him, like a little dot. When the father saw him from a great distance, he ran to the son, hugged him, kissed him, welcomed him home, and the son would even say, "Father, I've sinned against you. Please forgive me." Do you know what the father did for him? After he had taken all that money that the Father had given him and he had wasted it everywhere, the Father still gave the Son a robe, a ring, a new pair of sandals. He was probably bare feet by this point. You see, what the Father did was he welcomed the Son home with open arms. And what Jesus is trying to say through this parable is that God has given you some wonderful, beautiful blessings. He's given you a home, a dog or a cat or a hedgehog or a lizard or even an ant farm, whatever pet you may have, or maybe you don't have pets. But He's given you a car, He's given you a mommy and daddy that really, really love you, or people who really, really love you. He's given you so many things. And sometimes we mess up. That makes God sad. But do you know what God is doing for us right now? He's waiting at the door, and He's waiting for us to come back to Him to say, Father, I've sinned. I shouldn't have done that. Please forgive me. And do you know what He'll do for us? He'll welcome us home. He'll give us a big, warm hug. Hugs are nice. But if God were to give us a hug, wouldn't that be fantastic? And wouldn't it be even better if God said, after we said, we've sinned, please forgive us, if He said, I forgive you? Friends, that would be a wonderful time to be so happy. But it's not that we were running to the Father, but rather when we mess up and we're willing to come back to God, God is ready to run to us no matter where we are. Now, friends, that's all the time that we have today. Let's go work on our memory work, and I'll see you next time. Let's go. Hey there, friends. So our memory work this week comes from Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 1. Now, until Friday, we'll say it once together, and then I want you to say it back to me. Are you ready? Let's go. Let us lay aside every weight and the sin which so easily ensnares us, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. Now you say the verse back to me. Are you ready? Go ahead. That was great. You did even better than what you did yesterday. Now keep working hard on your memory work and keep quoting it to your cat, dog, goldfish, or hedgehog, whatever pet you have. If you don't have a pet, just go outside and talk to the ants. They'll enjoy it. Now keep working hard, and by Friday, you'll be able to quote this like a mastermind. So, until next time, see you later, friends.
Come, let's sing Jesus, 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 let's sing an everyday children's way.